The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Meach's Musings here on this Monday, November 27th, 2023. Crazy that we are, let's see, over 30 years, right? Yeah. 32 years since The Undertaker first became the World Wrestling Federation champion back at the 1991 Survivor Series. A little help from Nature Boy Ric Flair in the steel chair. How are we doing on this Monday? It is time, as the comment said here, it's Monday. You know what that means. It is time for Meach's Musings. And yes, as Josh said in the War Games voice, and now let the chill show begin. Although it's more of a shit show these days. Josh, good to see you. Saffet, good to see you. Saffet, clarification for me from Dad's earlier. You mentioned that a day this week is your birthday. So I want to make sure we toast that when the day pops up. So let me know, Saffet, please. Mikey, good to see you. Big G, good to see you. Good to see everybody, man. Very, very cool. Again, this is the Shill Show. It's Monday afternoon. We're going to get to the plugs here momentarily. You saw quite a bit of them in the teaser trailers. Thank you again to the contributing music factors, including a certain band that is very WWE friendly or has been in recent times. Walter, good to see you as well in the chat room. Good to see everybody, man. It's cool with everybody here on a Monday afternoon, Monday evening. We are heading into the top of the next hour. The first hour, in fact, commercial-free. Monday Night Raw coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. If you're watching on the East Coast, of course, I will be watching from the homestead at 8 o'clock Pacific. And yeah, we're definitely going to talk about that, Matthew. And Matthew, if I can, have you post what Tammy's sentence was in the chat here. I didn't have a chance to go look that up. I've been a little busy. So Saffet, when we go live on Thursday, live from downtown Disney with Talk Wrestling, I will definitely make sure I toast you with happy birthday. Because I actually have probably legitimate drinks in my hand at that point, with any luck. Anyway. Yeah, you know, pretty boring news week. What do you say, bud? You know, CM Punk came back. You know, Randy Orton's back off injury. You know, Tammy Sytch got her prison sentence. Pretty mild week. And MJF is injured, which sucks. Josh, I mean, I'm glad you're there. So, wow. All right. So let me go ahead and bring that up right now. Friend of the channel, and off and on over the years, Tammy Sytch, better known to the WWE Universe as Sunny, sentenced to 17 years in prison with 8 years of probation and DUI manslaughter case. Not all that surprised, if we're being honest. Again, you know, we've been hesitant to, you know, crack down on Tammy because of her connection to both JJ and myself. And, you know, at the end of the day, she's got a problem. She can't manage her alcohol problem, you know, without serious help, and it's led to somebody else passing away. So sometimes that has to, you know, be handled in a punishment scenario. So, you know, a lot of times you don't want to handle that kind of problem with punishment. You want to get the person help. In this case, Tammy's, you know, multiple repeat offender. So you have to, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. Oh, by the way, Matt, Drew, God damn it, Drew, just so you know, appreciate your comments earlier. The way I know you're not a regular viewer, at least you don't have an opportunity to be a viewer very often. It seems you have today, so I appreciate you being here, Drew. Just so you know, for the future, I meant to talk to you in between shows. Just again, don't get away from me. We do tend to post all the comments that come in and then address them if they're super chats. I understand you're on Facebook, so you can't super chat, but don't get too the word Jid uses is booty jumbled if we don't address every single thing. Okay, cool. Very cool. All right, so let's see. Let me see what Matthew said about Tammy. She admits she's been in downward spiral since Chris died, but she should have really gotten help. I have a sister who has the same problem. She hasn't killed anyone yet, but still. Yeah, you know, all of us at one point or another have either had the problem or have somebody we care deeply about, friend, family, whatever, that has a problem with alcohol. And the thing is to help and address it, not, punish it. But some people have to want to get the help. Tammy, for whatever reason, didn't seem like she wanted to get the help, and now she's going to be forced. She's going to go into a program, much like our buddy Mark Bagwell. He's in the DUI program, and he got a little temper tantrum, so he served a 24-hour period because, when you're in that program, you can't, have a temper spasm. So it is what it is. So cheers to Tammy. And by the way, it's root beer. You bunch of, oh, he's a hypocrite. He's drinking that. It's a root beer, you spastics. So relax. And for those of you that know, yes, I'm wearing my NWO gear because we are in open warfare mode. And if you know, you know. And if you don't, well, you'll learn it eventually. Anyway, as far as Max's injury, he posted on Twitter and then deleted it right away that he has a torn labrum. He's going to get it worked on, and he is going to, wrestle Samoa Joe at World's End, which is December 30th, which, give me 1 second. He's got 33 days. I should have been able to do the math in my head, but I'm just exhausted. 33 days to, heal up a torn labrum enough to wrestle against Samoa Joe. That's a tall order, even for MJF, even for our scumbag. That's a pretty tall mountain to climb. But I have faith that either he can do it and start the year as the world champion, or we go in 2024 and the bidding war that he's been teasing with Samoa Joe as AW champion. We shall see. JJ, good to see you. Come on in. JJ, I did bring up Tammy's sentence, so if you want to just read that on your own, pretty hefty, but not surprising. And I'm talking about MJF's alleged injury. Again, we never know. Clearly, the dirt sheets don't know everything because no interest in CM Punk. He's not coming back. We saw him Saturday night, and we will see him on Raw at the top of the hour, more than likely, if not the top of the second hour. Yeah, I don't know about the Max thing. I want to believe that it's a work, but I remember seeing him take the Uranagi off the top rope. It was a pretty nasty fall. Pretty heavy bump to take, and that's not just some jabron taking him off the top rope. That's Samoa friggin' Joe. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with MJF. I know he was determined to get through the weekend here and determined to get through World's End because it was pretty obvious he was going to face Samoa Joe, and I have faith that Max will get through the weekend. So there you go. We're going to talk in depth about Tammy's sentence and what may or may not be her future coming up Saturday night open mic night, in addition to having our buddy Gino Told You So, Gino Rivera, on. So check that out again Saturday night, and we'll get to the plugs at the end, as we do. Let's see. People are saying if Rio Max should be the one to step up. Mox. Actual wrestling fans are saying, yeah, I want to see MJF and Samoa Joe actually have their blow-off match. I understand that Max is hurt and he shouldn't be asked to carry a full match, but it was just posted today and then deleted. So it could just be MJF, working the boys, working everybody. Both Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp right away, pounced on it. So who knows? As far as Triple H said at the press conference, the elephant in the room, and CM Punk and Randy Orton, and also R-Truth. R-Truth being back, at least hopefully off injury, is really cool. I'm happy for Ron that he's apparently back full time. So we'll see. I'm curious what's going to happen tonight as we get into Monday Night Raw. Of course, they're in Nashville, the Bridgestone Arena, home of the NHL's Nashville Predators. I think there's an NBA team. Is there an NBA team that plays in Bridgestone, Dylan?
No, it's Memphis.
that's right. They're Memphis, Tennessee, not Nashville. So Bridgestone's just strictly the Predators as far as professional teams. Okay, well, there you go. The man with the knowledge of sports over here when I don't have Stat Boy at the grass to the stats for me. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. It's definitely going to be fun to watch. I will say that. I try very hard to stay up through Monday Night Raw, and it's harder when you don't have access to the East Coast feed. You got to wait till 8 o'clock if you're here. JJ and I will be waiting for sure on bated breath. And yes, we did talk about that briefly in private. That your stepdad, Chuck, in his quote unquote retirement years, is working at the Bridgestone Arena. So good for him that he gets to be part of this. What's going to be a monumental Raw? You got to figure. No DQ is going to start their year-end award voting probably this weekend. Is there going to be a headline bigger than WWE being sold out of the direct control of the McMahon family or CM Punk returning to WWE? Probably not in the next 34 days. But, so you got to believe that this is going to be one of the biggest Monday Night Raws of the year, if not the biggest. I've heard a lot about this too. I don't necessarily disagree with it. However, it's hard for me to comment about Mercedes, Sasha, whatever you want to call her, only because she chose to sign with New Japan. She's been attending AEW shows. She's been seen at other, shows. She's also attended, to support her WWE friends. So with, if you believe everything you read, and I don't, but, is she willing to have less of an attitude, to JJ's point here? Is she willing to have less, drama with Vince McMahon not in complete control anymore, with Triple H allegedly in full charge of creative, with Nick Khan, running the business side of things? We don't know. We know what WWE wants us to know. I've been trying to make that point abundantly clear since June of last year, really since the beginning of me doing these things 20 whatever it was years ago. So I don't know anything more than anybody else claims to know. I just know that I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm enjoying that CM Punk is back. I never thought I would say that, but I'm glad that he's back. And like I said on Open Mic Night last week or whatever show I said it on, Josh, turn your caps on the other direction, brother. You're intentionally spastically yelling. Anyway, you look like one of those troll typists. There you go. Just saying it, brother. Anyway, hell, I was going to say I got distracted. Well, we know Greg wants Sasha back. That goes without saying. And let's see. Yeah, again, you've got this fourth member of the Japanese supergroup. A horsewomen reunion wouldn't be the worst thing. By the way, Greg actually did post about his show this week, and we'll get to those plugs later. But he asked me today about the 16th of December. So stay tuned for news on that front from Mr. Cherry. If he wants to post it here, that's cool too. We're on his channel too, so why not? But otherwise, we'll talk about it, I'm sure, Wednesday night. And Greg, I will be part of that show because we're going to do this Greg Cherry show from 4 to 5 local time here, and then the kiddo and I are going to go see Napoleon over at the local cinema. So we're going to be up ridiculously late on a school night, but it's fine. It's just past 9 o'clock, so it's not that late. Oh, excuse me, all the hell. Let me get a little sippy sip here. Mock me in that tone of voice. Smart ass. Let's see. Listen, it's easy to blame the person for their action. I get it, but it's an issue. People need help. I have drug, alcohol addicted family members, and we got them help, and they are totally different people. So she does need help, and I do understand that. It was a rough weekend in football for Josh. Ohio State went down to that damn team up north, And then the Browns just got obliterated. It was rough. CM Punk, Adam Pearce, you're not the first AP I've been in the ring with, but you're the biggest trying AP that I've been in the ring with. Maybe somebody we can hang. Damn, did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Your Uncle JJ. CM Punk talking to Adam Pearce tonight. You're not the first AP I've been in the ring with, but you are the biggest drawing AP I've been in the ring with. Maybe we can hang, man, sometime. Bravo, JJ. Bravo. Very good. And the Cavaliers lost to the Lakers. Man, Josh had a rough fucking week. Only silver lining is YSU won their playoff. Well, there you go. There you go. Silver lining, my friend. Silver lining, as you said. Yeah, I am, again, there are so many cool elements in WWE now. You got Adam Pearce running Monday Night Raw as GM, running Raw. You've got Nick Aldis running SmackDown as GM. You've got CM Punk back. Randy Orton's off injury reserve. R-Truth is back in that wonderful comedic role that only he can play. To Aaron's point, though, no more 24/7 title. No. Make that stay away. Although I still love the idea of CM Punk walking into Raw tonight, walking through Gorilla, having that red bag in his hand, just put it in the trash and keep on walking. Yeah, Seattle got beat pretty bad Thursday night. We were watching that during Thanksgiving. That was rough too. I wouldn't call it a babyface turn necessarily, Drew. She did save all of her teammates from getting defeated during War Games. I definitely think that her and Io at WrestleMania is on the horizon. We actually talked about this, I think, either on open mic night or during, I don't think it was during the review yesterday, because we were talking mainly about Punk. At some point we talked about Bayley winning the Royal Rumble and going toward Io. Oh, that's right. Maddie's not going to be there this week, so thank you for reminding me on that. On that one, Greg, thank you. But yeah, we'll be talking about football. It was a long football weekend. You figure Thanksgiving and Friday and Saturday college ball, Sunday football for the NFL, and I'm sure Greg will want to talk about Survivor Series as well. That's going to be the topic for a while, the Survivor Series and the return of CM Punk, which, you know, we learned once again when it comes to WWE to never say never. Well, again, I'm not going to go on the record with the thing, Matthew, but I will definitely check it out when I get there. Yes, we know, Mike. Stop Boy Sports Bar. We're going to plug. I promise. Greg, you and Josh work that out if you want Josh on tomorrow. But Josh, if you're going to be on tomorrow, you need to be active on Wednesday's show. You got to be gotta get you back on the sports bar too, brother. Just throwing that out there, you know. Just saying. Anyway, enough of the talk about bats. We need to reel it in, as JJ would do. I asked you not to do that. Yes, I did.
You say that
right before I went on the air. I said, if you're gonna have that thing, drink it. Don't make the noises. You know, I hate that. I said that verbatim.
I don't remember that, so it didn't happen.
We're running a promo. Be right back. Just kidding. Kidding. Yes, I know he was on Sports Bar, but I wasn't there. I'm going to get everybody on there. Anyway, let's see what we got here. Where's that at? Oh, okay. Again, I'm going to bring it up in the on air here in the chat here. If QT Marshall tweeted out that he's leaving AEW, that's cool. Otherwise, anyway. We don't report rumor and innuendo from unverifiable sources, especially on this channel. We try not to anyway. All right. I've talked enough about what I wanted to talk about. I want to get you guys off the air here so we can get cleaned up around here and get ready to go home when the parentals arrive. So let's get into the shills here. Let's scroll. Where did it go? Don't have the right. There it is. Maybe. Yep. All right. So first of all, if you missed today's show so far, and again, if you want to have have me talk about something else. Super chatted. I'll throw it out there. But anyway, we're going to get into it right now. If you missed this morning's For Love of Wrestling, where JJ was reviewing SmackDown and the 3-hour AEW block that tried to compete with Survivor Series because Tony Khan's an idiot, check it out. That was this morning at 9 o'clock Pacific time. Also, Dad's was live this morning with our choices for the top 10 baby faces of all time. That is now, both those are now in the archives. Tonight, immediately following Monday Night Raw, and throughout tonight and tomorrow, full recaps of Monday Night Raw from NoDQ.com, Aaron Rift, from our buddy Attila at the Rangers Wrestling YouTube page, and tomorrow morning on For Love of Wrestling. And you can catch JJ's recaps of WWE television, Raw, NXT, SmackDown, as well as Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. That's exclusively on the Casa channel. Tomorrow, we will have a kind of a double feature, by the way. And there you go. Josh definitely recommends it. It's a great show. I love watching it every morning. It gets my day going. So thank you, JJ, for providing that content for us all. Tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, we will, in fact, go live with Stat Boy Sports Bar on the Costa Dean Studios channel, as well as the Jeff Meacham Network. At 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific, we will go live on the Costa channel, as well as the Simple Man brand with JJ and Noah Foster's simple take on both AEW Full Gear and arguably the biggest show of the year so far, Survivor Series, and the return of CM Punk. From there, we'll go to Wednesday night and the return of the Deadly Wheel. Half-price spins from what I saw in the show description on the Greg Cherry Show. Myself, Greg Cherry, and apparently Josh Mansfield at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on Wednesday. And we're going to get through that show in the hour, so don't I can go see our movie and get to bed at a decent hour, because Lord knows that's the thing. Thursday, kind of a major day for the Jeff Meacham Network, to be sure, but across the multiverse, as well as NoDQ.com, live from downtown Disney, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific, 4 p.m. Disneyland time to be precise. I will be live with Talk Wrestling, talking about probably everything that has to do with Survivor Series, CM Punk, Randy Orton, WWE, AEW, what happens on Dynamite this week, and so much more. Thursday night in I goofed up on that graphic for Hard to Kill, so I apologize. But the final 6 weeks before Hard to Kill, TNA's return to branding from Impact Wrestling, we will have Simply Predicting a Final Resolution and the Christmas 2000, I believe it's 2008 episode of Impact, which is just too ridiculous not to show in Christmas time. Slammiversary 2021, where Noah Foster was in attendance, and Bound for Glory 2021, where Attila was in attendance, all leading up to Simply Predicting Hard to Kill on Thursday night, the 11th, and then we will have our coverage of Hard to Kill on January 13th. From there, Thursday night, we will go into Saturday night, which will have open mic night with our good buddy Gino Told You So, Gino Rivera, as our special guest. He will be talking about his wrestling career, his life, his music career, so much more, depending on his timing, whether before or after his match. So time of arrival to be determined, but he will be on open mic night this Saturday, beginning at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern for the entire show. Again, Gino's arrival is to be determined. Sunday night, again, the No DQ review. And by the way, you can still vote, I believe, in the No DQ Hall of Fame for 2023 class over at No DQ DOTCOM across social media. But the review will be at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. Coming up in December, just the watch-alongs, we've got 5 shows over the course of 4 different nights. Tribute to the Troops, this special episode of SmackDown next Friday, the 8th. And then a double feature, Deadline, NXT Deadline and Impact Final Resolution, the final episode of pay-per-view of Impact Wrestling's history. And we will be watching those back-to-back. Yes, Final Resolution won't be live. They'll be going on concurrently. So we will say it 100 times before we get there. Please, no spoilers. Ring of Honor's final battle will be Friday night, December 15th. And we will end our pay-per-view schedule at World's End on December 30th. From AEW. The next time the Dads Not Always on Wrestling are live will be 2 weeks from today, Monday, December 11th, with the top 10 Christmas songs that aren't about Christmas. Frosty the Snowman could be on there, Jingle Bells, Winter Wonderland, so much more. And then, of course, we will have our Christmas episode of Dads, which will be on Christmas Day. It'll be canned. The top 10 Christmas songs about Santa Claus. And yes, that is me in the graphic holding a lifelong family friend's child. So there you go. Santa Claus will be, maybe Santa himself will be there. You just never know what we're going to pull out of our bag of tricks. Also on Christmas, as a bonus for the members only section of the Custody Studios YouTube channel, JJ and Noah will be calling all 3 matches in the classic trilogy from Ric Flair versus Ricky the Dragon Steamboat from 1989. On the eve of Christmas Eve will be our next open mic night special, Christmas Karaoke. That's, again, the eve of Christmas Eve, December 23rd, 11 o'clock Eastern, 8 Pacific. And we end the year on a big note across many fronts. The end of year 4, beginning of year 5, the Jeff Meacham Network. The New Year's Eve countdown, coast to coast, all 4 time zones here in the United States. The 2023 highlight reel and episode 100 of Open Mic Night will be New Year's Eve night, beginning at 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern. That is it for me today. Again, this is the Shield Show, folks. Took me only a few minutes. I'm proud of myself on that one. For everybody in the chat room, for everybody across the multiverse, I am the Meach. He's Dylan off screen, but we love him just the same. Yeah. Good night, everybody. We'll see you if you're watching on the Casa. We'll see you tomorrow morning for the Raw recap. If you're watching anywhere else, we'll see you when we see you. Good night.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.